Jesus. First of all, I just gotta say thank you, God. Um, these perps live life where reality is no longer reality, and they paint reality however they can, and and the humiliation of reality is what they try to counter. First of all, I know what's happened to my body is because the Department of Defense technology has been applied onto me, just like many. The government is doing things to my body, and for weapon development. Uh, the, 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 the things that's happening to my body, I can feel my organ just failing. It's really bad. In a sense that I know that digesting food is becoming something of an issue. But before the day comes, I want to be able to say, first of all, thank you, God. Um, thank you. Because these perps have failed to do one thing at least. Listen, there's nothing you can do about how you're going to experience things, what's going to happen to you and to your body, because we're talking about the Department of Defense, we're talking about governmental entities doing these things to you. The facade is so clown-like. It's like so fraudulent. It's just so childish. It's just beyond obvious fraud. But you've seen who I'm talking about. That's why I'm so thankful that I can always pull up people that involve themselves in this and let them see how they even look. Listen, I'm breaking down physically, mentally, psychological. Speaking right now is really tough. But while I can, I will continuously, and I'm glad that these people, as they try to method act, that they try to stay in character, I am putting that in their face like you're a clown. You'll never make me identify with the manipulations or the perceptions, or sorry, the way you try to create this persona. We know who's the pedophiles. Stop it. This trash is so like we expose you. They're so clown like. I'm like, really? You know how awkward that is? They know I look at them as clowns. They can't even say Roy Moore. They are so pathetic, but they don't even know that. They're just so empowered by this technology, this program. These losers, they have no self-respect. It's like, do you even feel like you? First of all, listen to you. Do you think that somebody like you can never tell me who I am? How do you think I am to be so retarded by people like you? Yesterday, this contortionist. Let me just show you. She's really young now. She's an adult, but she's really young. She still look like a kid almost, right? And I remember seeing her accidentally, like into like when I was looking at Instagram of some people that very wholesome content. Matter of fact, they were making fun of that, right? Because like, oh, so refreshing, huh? Because there's content that will never make me think sexually. It doesn't used to be that kind of content. These people, right? Desperate as they are, working. You're gonna hear the videos. They have this. They're not desperate. They're desperate for you to accept this manipulation. Matter of fact, I think somebody outside just started yelling. They are so desperate for you to identify with this manipulation that they want you to be. No, come on, we have proof. Come on, that makes sense. It's like a child. Like, no, come on. Like, listen to this. It's you. And so right now, as I'm saying that, it's like, oh, he's gonna hurt you. And what they're saying right now, they're so desperate for me to identify with this manipulation and this persona, and me being able to be like, you are a clown. You are such a clown. Let me just first of all give you an idea of who is these people wanting you to accept this psyop, this facade. I have to calm down, and I want to express myself properly. You have people like this, right? They are contracted by governmental entities. They come in all shape, form, races, ages. I've noticed with me, there's a lot of childlike people, right? Not maybe children, but if they're not children, they are like barely adults. They have this retardation that they think they can gaslight people. They think in their life, right? I think it's the kind of people that think that if they can create reality the way they want it. And if they act a certain way, you will start seeing things in this retarded way. For me, Not only that, I embarrass them. I put that in their face, like, let me just let you know for sure that somebody like that will never make me identify with this manipulation. I know who I am very much, but this is the job. Their job is to make me accept this facade, this persona they're creating. So let me go back to why there's somebody outside making noise campaign, tell me how I'm gonna pay and try to disorient me. It's because they want this thing to be connecting. It's this person. Let me just show you. When I wanted to watch things that weren't gonna drive me sexual, when I was in this like non-sexual stage, usually what drove like, let me just calm down and try to explain what I'm trying to say because my brain is being just destroyed by them. I used to watch very wholesome content, right? This is like a brother and a sister and something other like influencer doing like very TikTok-y things, very fun, wholesome things, really far from anything sexual. Very, very far from sexual. Very wholesome. Refreshing kind of like entertainment that is not sexual. Let me just say refreshing. As you see the title, that's the name of this title. Because somebody said, oh, refreshing, huh? Refreshing. I'm like, oh God. Yes, refreshing. Via V2K, that's the interaction I have. And this interaction comes from people like this, right? Of that nature. Now, maybe not these people specifically, but like that. Right? Oh, refreshing. Huh? As if like, you know, like they're supposed to look like this is like top tier investigating. And they're trying to be, oh, you say refreshing. Oh, you think she's refreshing. Yeah, very wholesome. And they speaking on one specific one. Actually, they try to do that with, they also do that with the sister of the content creator. Very wholesome stuff, right? Like, oh, there's the brother, the boyfriend of the sister, and they do like very TikTok wholesome stuff. Like, not, anything sexual. And this girl too, very young, right? What did you just say? Let me pull her up. They want you guys to, they want target individual to really identify with this false reality. They really want that to happen. As I'm saying that my phone is just being super slow. They want to create some stress and tension. I'm never gonna identify. I know who I am. But the most important, you have to see who these people are. And the embarrassing reality. And this girl was there too. And let me just, oh, my phone is kind of slow. I think they're kind of messing up with my phone, but I think it's more because of the purpose of, they want to stress. So they want to create a sense of nervousness and anxiety, right? Because they want you to identify with this. And as I'm saying, that's like, oh, you're gonna die, you're gonna rot. I was like, yes, I'll die. I'm rotting because my body's being destroyed by the Department of Defense technology. And I'm saying that on purpose. And so this kid, this teenager, a young person, right? At this point, I think she's like 17, 18. Or at least I see her as very young at that age. I don't know her exact age. And they're like, oh, you thought she was pretty? It's like, of course she's very pretty. Look at her. Very pretty, but still look like a kid. Let me just repeat that. You heard the noise campaign. Very pretty. The bang of that. It's so gimmicky. It's so obvious that they are trying to create a reaction. They're like, you're very pretty. You are. Talking to you. Don't let these retards make you think to play with you. They are retarded for pay. They become clown. I take picture of this retard. I take picture of this. I take pictures of them. They become mentally retarded. It's so joke. Let me just calm down because they're manipulating my what I'm saying. It's so comical to see these people who try to get you to accept it. Oh, what? You think she's beautiful? What? Oh, oh. Yes, good for her. But she's a kid to me. And even at the time, I thought maybe she was like 18 years old. I was like, she's like a kid. Even today as a 22, I can't even be interested in her. She still have, she's, I made videos about her. One was removed, and in that video was before I even do the math, because there's one picture of her when she's like all contortionist. She's a contortionist, and I'm like, and I was like, even if she's 18, to me she looked like a kid. She has the body of a kid, and I'm not here to body shame anybody, right? Physically, you can. Okay, let's just say that she still appears to be a kid when she's not, based on physical appearance. That's all I can say. But she's still very pretty. Good for her. And then, oh, you looked at her, you thought she's pretty. Yes, of course, wouldn't you? And somebody's like, oh no, you thought you thought she was pretty. It's like, she's very beautiful, good for her, but still very much a kid, very much looking like a kid. Let me just show you. As I'm saying that, my phone is slow. They're trying to like create some like intense like anxiety. Do not. Can you imagine say, oh, you thought she was pretty? Of course, yes. Beautiful girl, but very much a kid. And I'm so thankful too. I'm so thankful, because imagine if she didn't have this physique of a teenage kid. Imagine if she actually looked like she had a physique of a woman. They would have been, oh my gosh. But even today she looks like that. Now, I'm not trying to insult her. She looked like a wholesome sweetheart. And I remember watching it, I was like, oh, this is really wholesome. This is really like innocent. It's really like childlike. But they try to use whatever they can, because today what's happening, they forced me to have this nasty reaction to children. Matter of fact, they brought back this retard that was in the elevator, this fucking child. And she was smarter than these people. Because these people want to stay in character for you to accept these manipulations. But this kid was smart enough, and I think she made a good decision there. I go into the elevator. I remember, I will call it atmosphere, because I couldn't even feel a human being around. I clicked the elevator and realized, oh, somebody's coming up on me. Okay, whatever. I'm not even, it's like, it's probably some, I don't want to be like, I don't want to react anyway, so I'm just completely ignore her. I don't even see you. I have my body cam. I'm in the elevator. I don't even feel a presence of anybody there. I don't even feel anything here. Somebody comes in, I'm like, okay. I go, she goes to the same floor as me. I don't even hear footsteps. And she made a very good decision. Not that I was going to do anything aggressive, but I am so not even close to identifying this manipulation. Now, I know the reality of things. The reality is they can make me experience whatever they want. Whatever. My body's being destroyed because technology from the DOD is destroying my body. I will never be myself again. I will never be experiencing things authentically. I will always be manipulated to experience whatever they want me to experience. I've accepted the reality. And I've accepted the very, very, very strong reality that they are doing everything possible to make me accepting of this manipulation and try to make it seem like they find something. You know what? They're like, oh no, that was you seeing her and thinking she's pretty exposed to you. You mean thinking that this girl is pretty? She's very pretty, good for her. And it's like, oh, that's proof you like kids. Oh, look, you're such a retard. Thank you, God. But the embarrassing reality, gosh. God is there. There's a God. You know, I know people think this is spiritual warfare, and this is not designed to be a spiritual warfare, but spirituality is involved in the sense that it's men developing technology to control human beings. It's humans' creation that's being applied onto us. It's very sophisticated technology that rewires the brain, that manipulates our brain, our body, everything. They are really human being creating technology that almost godly. This technology can capture your neural network, manipulate it, and put it back in your brain. This technology can destroy your organs do surgical work on your body remotely. This is from human beings. It's not godly, demonic, demons, or none of that. Now, with that being said, does it not? Is this? Can we think about it in a spiritual way? Absolutely. Absolutely. For somebody like this childlike person, pajama and everything else, can do so much horrible things in such ease. It's not that this person is powerful. She's nobody. Can you imagine somebody like that? Now you like kids. Our kids really trash us. Look how magical things are. This is like the biblical stuff they say where evil is easy. Anybody can do it. Only the strong will fight the temptation of those kind of evil, of the empowerment of evil. This is like biblical stuff. Do I think this trash here are really this? No. I see them as clown. Men and women just like that. They are clown, making think, oh my gosh, and they try to make me think that what we're doing, you were just trying to map up, you retarded, I've been validated. They try to paint this false persona. You're going to hear a video I make specifically about that. They're so desperate that they try to find something to try to paint this, but the humiliation of reality is almost like God sent. To try to say, oh no, but you see that girl, you see that, you think she's pretty. Oh no, when she did this thing because she's a contortionist, it's like, oh, but there you can see, like, oh, how pathetic you are. When you're gonna hear what I'm gonna bring up about the reality of things. In every way, validations are just like. So these people are gonna fall back into like torture and horrible things they can do to me because I'm putting that in their face and I'm doing that on purpose. They call this being provoking. It's like you are so desperate and now you're like, oh no, but you think she's pretty. Like, of course she's pretty. Look at her. But look at her, she still looks like a kid, even today as an adult. Even today as an adult, I won't even feel comfortable. She's 22, 23. I was like, I couldn't even feel comfortable looking at her. I've seen 23-year-old women that I'm like, okay, beautiful. I've seen this 23-year-old woman today, I'm looking at her like, wow. It's like, beautiful woman. Oh my gosh. Her as a 22, I can't even look at her like this. She's like, oh, still look like a kid. Today. I've seen 19-year-old like with beautiful body and they looked at her in a sexual way. Truly, like really look at, because they have womanly body. Like she's still today look like a kid. I know who I am. Target individual, do not let this trash try to make you accept this retardation. They're clowns for living, but it's their job. These mean things they do to us is easy. They don't even have like listen. This person, I'm not even trying to make fun of how they dress. They're not supposed how they're supposed to dress. They're supposed to dress for comfort, because it's easy. But this, going back to the biblical things and spirituality, you can't help but feel spirituality in this. It's like these things that you hear, and I haven't read the Bible, the scriptures, but I remember going to churches and people saying like evil is usually easy. It's not like a monster doing it. Like, the weak will do evil. The weaker you are, the more easily you can do evil. They feel empowerment. So yes, in that sense, but please understand, these people are working for the Department of Defense, right? This technology that is being applied to us is applied by contracted trash from the Department of Defense. They are developing technology. Yes, weapons, human technology that can capture your brain, manipulate your brain, make you experience all this thing. They have the resources and the funding, and they try to create a whole ecosystem around the target individual who's a test subject to break them down, to do this, and they are using us as test subjects as seeing how to break people down. And they implant false persona. It's part of this. It's so you're gonna hear a bit. I mean, it's gonna be scary. That they alter your mind, And on top of that, it's personality rebuilt. It's like they're weaponizing your brain. It's the technology that can do that. Now, I know that the way I'm going to experience things, there's nothing I can do. They are destroying my body. I can feel my skin just feeling differently. They're destroying it. I've accepted that this is not because these retards are doing, like, they're participating, but I was going to die before. Like, I was going to, they was going to still apply. Today, these people can no longer, and I'm using these people because they're the only one I was able to capture in this state, in this fashion. It's just such a good face for what I'm trying to present. Because they are truly in the uniform, in the comfort and the state of mind that they need to be. Because that's how they should be dressed. That's how they should be comfortable. Because it's easy, it's comfortable, and they just do their job. Do the nose campaign. Oh my gosh! And every time they like try to make me think of the memory of this kid or this teenage kid or this, like, at this point either pre-adulthood or just 18 years old. And it's like, oh, but then you thought she was pretty. It's like, very pretty good for her, but still look like a kid. And when I mean that, especially the physique, that's why I want to be honest. Physically, she has still today a body of today as an adult. But they're still trying to find ways. No, but you thought she was, yes. Let me say this so they understand that I'm not even, let me say this and make sure that it doesn't, she is a very beautiful girl. Good for her. Bless her heart. Very sweet, very wholesome, innocent. I wish that she stayed in a wholesome state of content. She doesn't go into anything sexual. But in fact, the reason why this started again with their manipulation is because she was in an interview where she's talking about, because now she's a young adult, something sexual. I was like, oh, I can't even imagine that. And so it's just so, like, it's just now them trying to use this moment, like, but there, see what map that you thought she was pretty. Of course she's pretty. And the reason why they're doing that is because today, when they make me look at these kids, all this trash. For example, this thread in the elevator. I went back to my body cam and I can see her face looking at me like mad. I'm like, oh. And they still try to create this reaction. Like, I know you can do that. But look at this little nothing. And she made a great decision to not play this clown. Because they think that they can act in this way, target individual. The psyops are strong. They're gonna try to make you accept this falsified reality. And when you're so reluctant and you know reality and you even put that in their face, like, come on. Are you saying that you don't think this girl is pretty? Of course she's pretty. But she's a baby. Look at beautiful girl. Now, would I be, the hell, even today as an adult, I've seen, she's a 22-year-old, 23. I can look at a 23-year-old and be very sexually stimulated by a 23-year-old. If they look like a woman. I can't even do that with her. She still look like a kid. Unless they manipulate me, which they do. She's an adult.